Hello everyone, and welcome to my review play of Grow Home, a little indie venture. I believe it's available on PlayStation 4, Microsoft, and Linux. The core mechanics of the game, if I were to describe it in a few words, would be something like a rock climbing simulator. Very similar to Surgeon Simulator or Octodad, just where the controls are a little janky, but very intricate and hard to master, but you get there. So, to describe kind of the main point of the game is to basically build your plant up as high as you can towards your mothership so it can be extracted. And there's a lot of interesting ways that are kind of hard to explain, kind of more need to show you on how you do that, but essentially the mothership is all the way deep in space outside of the atmosphere, and we're going to build all the way up there, and it's quite tall, so there's going to be a lot of climbing up and a lot of hoping I don't fall off of things. So but let me go ahead and get on this rock face so you can kind of see how the climbing mechanics work. So you control each individual hand with triggers if you're playing on PS4. If you're playing on PC, then whatever you assign it to. But it's very intricate and very kind of interesting. You can kind of hang with one hand and try to reach over to another ledge and pull yourself on over. And of course, all in the meantime, you're this cute little robot guy who makes all these funny little sounds. And with the crystals that you just collected, you get jetpacks and camera controls and everything else. I've only gotten to 80% of them collected, but pretty much jetpack is really the only worthwhile thing so far. There's a few skins which I'll show you too, but we'll get there eventually. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at one of these first power-ups here. This is, I call it the gliding flower. They call it the fall flower, but you don't exactly fall with it, so I'm not sure about the name. But essentially, when you pull it out, you glide a little bit further, just down the landscape, as you can see. Saves you from falling a lot of the times, and when you get really high up in the game, it's kind of really disastrous to fall, because you have to do a lot of backtracking to get to a portal, which can transport you to another one, or just basically climbing on back up. So let's get this little crystal here. So they're littered everywhere across the map. You can already see a few just on the landscape here. It does add a little bit of replayability and a little bit of extra time to the game, you know, hunting for them. It gives you something to do, especially for you completionists, but it's pretty fun. I always like to get these power-ups, and as long as the power-ups are worthwhile, which most of them are, get a little jetpack later on in the game. You know, I think it's pretty fun. Let me try to get this sheep here. I don't know. I like to try to get them in the water, throw them off cliff sides if I can, because they kind of get in your way, and all they do is run away from you when you just don't play with them. It's kind of sad. Another crystal. So, when I play games, I'm a little bit of a completionist. I'll try to kind of withhold that a little bit. I know it's not very fun to watch grinding or anything else, which I will cut through. But if I ever see them, you know, in a reachable distance, I won't hesitate to grab them, because you guys do want to see the jetpack and all the upgrades that come with this game. So, and so it's always kind of fun to hang from these upside down ledges. Let's see here. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. There we go. Definitely like rock climbing. You have to really plan out your next move and, you know, really go for what you think is practical and what will keep you from falling and losing your grip. And you know, the physics in this game are really nice. So we got our first telerouter up and up here. You can scan plants and everything in there for a little bit more of a completionist, but oh, there's a sheep trapped in here. Give me a minute while I let him out. I think this might take a few minutes with these rocks, but I'll be right back. Okay, so we got most of these rocks out of the way. Really tedious. They kind of, you know, they really hold on to physics in this game where they don't really move if something else is in the way, but why won't you get out? Oh, he put himself there. Ungrateful bastard. Anyways, let me show you a little dance here. This is called Rescue the Sheep Dance. As you can see, like the character controls really jankily, but you know, you can kind of get him dancing a little bit, and I do have some music going in my headphones, so that kind of helps keep a little beat here. Alright. That's right. Okay. Alright. Almost done. There we go. Let me terrorize this sheep here. And I forget you. Crystals are way nicer. So we are already at 6%. So you pretty much get 1% every time you get a crystal. So If you do the math there, we can assume there's 100 crystals to get. Unless they go for some over-completionist rating where it's 120% or something like that. Which would make sense if they want to scatter a few extra ones on there to make it a little less hard to find all of them. But so we are about to get on top of the main mother plant that we're going to be growing up into many little islands. It's a very interesting gameplay dynamic. I've never really seen it before. I think this game is just really calming. Just kind of a fun game to play if you're a little tired, and you know, you just want to hang back and do something just really lighthearted and almost hypnotic in a way. But as you can see, I hit the first island, and the plant just grew a little bit more, and it grew a few more of these little bud stems, which you can ride into islands. You saw a little bit there, but it gets kind of crazy. After a while, you'll be riding them for about a minute a piece or so, and you can control them and fly around, and it's very interesting, to say the least. But let's see. I always check these islands for a crystal somewhere. See, there we are. They hide a lot of them, which almost fell. Okay, so they hide a lot of them. They're pretty much all over the map, and I think once you get about 40%, I think that's your second jetpack upgrade, and that's when the game gets a little bit easier. Gets pretty fun as well. I missed the leaf. So you can actually jump on the leaves and do kind of like a little trampoline effect, which is just kind of fun to play with too. But anyways, what I was saying is, yeah, the jetpack is the best because you can really just shoot across the sky, and if you want to get to another little branch system you have going, you don't have to glide, or you don't have to kind of backtrack and move along the plant. You can kind of stream it a bit better, which is always nice with games like this. They can get really tedious if you have to do a lot of backtracking, so I think they got a decent blend in there. It could be a little bit better, but bam, right into the next magic island, and it's going a bit more. Okay, let's do a little trampoline thing here. This guy's so cute. When he does these little jumps, he makes like little excited sounds and everything else. So one thing about these islands is they are a little hard to find at times. You have to really use your camera a lot, and there's an upgrade to kind of zoom out further, which is always nice. But you don't want to miss any, because then you have to kind of backtrack and everything else. It's kind of good to go organically up and do islands in tiers, but as you can see, I'm kind of controlling this little plant here very lightly at first, because it's, you know, right in front of me. But the other ones that are in all sorts of weird directions, you'll be going upside down, and then the plants have a certain amount of time to them when they're growing. So eventually the plant will decide to completely stop moving, and you have to do another plant off of that. So it's not too easy that way, but it kind of makes sense. I'm sorry, I just love these little bouncy leaves here. But anyways, pretty much this game is like PlayStation 1 graphics, except imagine a PlayStation 1 game. I don't know if a PlayStation could even, you know, compute all these physics dynamics, but imagine a PlayStation 1 game, and it has all of the draw distance and the dynamic lighting, you know, mods and everything on it. It kind of has this really pixelated look to it. You know, if you were to see a PlayStation game, or say like a hillside, it has these really like triangle, you know, giant pixels in the horizon and everything else. But this game kind of goes with that, and you know, upgrades it to modern graphics, and it's really cool looking. You know, because you see a lot of these 2-bit games that are kind of done in the 32-bit era, but they have, you know, more colors. You know, they're not just 32 bits. They have like who knows how many colors, and of course, you know, the file sizes are, you know, at least 100 megs rather than the you know, probably I would say, you know, 300 kilobyte games or whatever else those games were in format of. But yeah, as you can see, these little mushrooms let you jump too. Not as high though, unfortunately. You can do some fun stuff with them if you knock them down. I once accidentally jumped off of the mushroom while I was in midair, which is interesting. Wish I had gameplay footage of it, but I don't. But yeah, these games are really organic and kind of open, so you can kind of do your own thing. And I always would say, you know, a good sign of gameplay is when you get distracted from the main storyline and you just decide to kind of do your own thing. And this is one of those games. You know, you can kind of go around and travel around and listen to music and feel nice and resolved, and just kind of do your own thing, climb up mountains, look around, have fun with the physics and everything. But I always try to grab stuff and drag it along with me. Mainly animals off a cliff, unfortunately, since I do have a few violent tendencies now and again I need to get out. But okay, let's see. So it looks like we got our second pod here. So each pod, every time you die, or if you get to a pod, you can transport to another pod, which is really nice. If they didn't have this in this game, it'd be almost unplayable. Because if you fall all the way down to the bottom and you somehow survive or fall down to a lower tier, it's nice to be able to get back to where you were with a little bit less steps. But there we go, we got it. So let's see here. One thing we do need to do is find more crystals, A, and B, we need to get this plant higher, which means we need to find plant stems. And I need to take a look around and see if the plant's grown up higher enough. I might need to do another island or two. Oh crap! Yeah, I forgot. So there's some rocks that are loose that will send you down. Got a lot of inertia down there. Okay, come with me. We're gonna find another plant stem. You'll help me. Come on. Yeah, that doesn't look suggestive at all. Right over the edge. Come on. Don't worry. It's fine. We'll do okay. Bad idea. See ya, man. You're on your own. Oh, poor sheep. Splash? Splash? No splash. That's never a good sign. Well, I'm sure he's okay. Okay. A lot of, so the game is all like kind of free fall and try to catch yourself sort of gimmicks, and it's really interesting and fun. Okay, I have to cut the video short, but a second one is coming up very soon. And we're going to go ahead and get up to this second island, explore a little bit, and start getting to the third tier already. Jeez, in 2 videos. Alright, take it easy. See ya.